What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome back. This is a wonderful Tuesday morning. God bless everyone. I hope everyone is in good health. It's your boy Hebok coming at you right back with another video. Hopefully it's a good one, a short one, but one that, gets good topics out and points across, and you guys are coming with me for the ride. So let's get right into it. We have been vindicated once again in the last couple of weeks. This is the year of the vindication, like Brother E-Rock so elegantly put it on the podcast. And I've been saying this for a while as well. And big shout outs to my brother Unlimited Productions. Go check him out on his channel on YouTube. Did a really good video on one of the topics I'm going to try to address today. And he brought it up, and he did a good take on it, hot take on it. And of course, he's short and sweet and to the point. Go give him support, because he does good stuff and brings up good topics. And happy birthday to him, by the way. Happy birthday to you, brother. Once again, it has been proven, like I've said for so long, and others like myself, including my brother 100 and including my brother E-Rock, including even my brother, the new legal, that the media and outlets on gaming, when it comes to Metacritic and websites, are basically unreliable sources that are irresponsible and that placate only to what is to their favor and what they like, with bias, not with honesty, integrity, or just plain out doing their job the way it should be done, based on what they do with video games. Right? They may not be a real media talking about serious topics, but based on video games. So we find out today that MLB The Show, which is my first topic, in the media is getting 5s and 4s from user base, which we know the Sony fanboys, and from the media sites. Mind you, this is the great Sony developer that's been doing this game, according to everybody else in the industry, for years, and been doing nothing but excellence and a great baseball game, right? You can go as far back as 2016, which it was on the PS4 when it started, right? I didn't check 2015 or 14 that year, but I should have. But I checked as far as 2016 because it just answered and cemented what I had to say. Where the game is constantly getting numbers in 80 and higher, right? You had places like 4 last year that gave it a 90, and this year all of a sudden it's a 70. The same developer has been doing the game for all these years, that mastered the art of doing the game, right? Now they have better technology, it has better visuals, they have better gameplay mechanics, so it has a lot more flexibility, right? And and obviously they're going to run a lot better because the hardware is there, right? And all of a sudden the game is not great. It's rinse, wash, repeat. All of a sudden, when we said that all sports games are like that, year in, year out, right? It's the same thing like what they do with Madden. But the difference is because it's on Xbox this year, and now it's on Game Pass, where, the Xbox fans get treated to the flexibility and the option and play it on Game Pass, as opposed to just flat out going out and buying it. Well, now guess what? Now it's scoring horrible. It's a little bit higher, the Metacritic score, on the Xbox version, and by the user base, and I think it's because it's actual Xbox guys, giving the score of the game. I personally always said that I didn't like the MLB The Show as much as I did the 2K World Series, 2K Baseball, because by visual concepts, because even though the presentation wasn't as high quality, because they don't have the budget that the show most likely had, and they don't have the backing of advertisements and sponsors the way that the show has, the gameplay wise was a lot more, I felt, immersive and a lot more realistic in a lot of ways, right? So And people didn't like it, right? They were like, oh, it's too hard, I don't like this, and whatever. Even though it's supposed to be a sim, either way, it's supposed to be challenging. But that's neither here nor there. The whole point of it is that now, MLB The Show is not up to par. The excellence of their studios, which was 989 Studios many years ago, and now I think it's Sony Sports or something like that, I forgot, which was weird as hell when I saw those logos come up when I tried the game out. And I saw the Sony logos on the Xbox. I was like, damn, what's going on here? Is this real? I can't do it. It's crazy. But I know it's because it's their developers, not because they own the IP, which is fine, because I'm figuring that's the way they probably see it when they play Minecraft or Minecraft Dungeons. Even though they probably think it's great, it's funny, it's because it's bragging rights to them. Like, yeah, Microsoft puts their games on Xbox. Xbox got no games, whatever. So anyway, I tried it out. The game looks really nice. Looks beautiful as far as graphics. It looks really nice. I saw some glitches here and there, some weird things that were happening, like, spots and like artifacts problems, like within like graphics that would look break up. But I guess, those are bugs that they can fix. And I don't know if they're like only on Xbox. But anyway, the point of the matter is that now all of a sudden, MLB The Show is not up to snuff. It's not up to the standards of PlayStation excellence, because they have it in PlayStation. Like, they're going to try to make the game any less prevalent or any less quality than they already tried to do in the past, right? Because developers want to get bad scores because they don't care if they get good scores. Remember, the only thing that's good about Metacritic or a system like Metacritic is that the game scores good. These developers get bonuses and actual opportunities to continue making what they do, right? And it's mind-boggling to me, right, that people actually take that seriously when these Metacritics are being put in, the scores, by the same websites that you see that do the dumb stuff like clickbaiting or false information to the gaming community, like a Giant Bomb, like a Kotaku, like a GameSpot, or Game Report, Game Trailers, IGN, push square circle, which is completely, by the title of the site, it's completely Sony-centric. And then when we say, guys like me, especially me, when I say it's Sony-centric and you can't rely on it, it's bogus. Oh, you're just a hater. You're just a conspiracy theorist, Heba. Why would I conspiracy theorize in the gaming industry if I'm not getting anything from this? Have you guys seen my channel count? My subscriber base? I don't make no money out of this. None. I do this because, like my brother Sega Man, shout outs to him. Big shout outs to him. Like I always say, like he always says, I do this for the love of gaming, pop culture, figures, movies, things that I enjoy, that I love, that all connect with the same mediums like video games. So now all of a sudden, this is the exposure. And I remember when I said, oh look, Super Lucky Tales was getting hate, right? And then as soon as they went to the Switch, oh, they got all this love. All this love. Oh, it's not better than Mario. It's a Crasdale Mario. It's a wannabe Mario. It's trying so hard. It's not good enough. All of a sudden, when I went on Switch, on the Nintendo Switch, it was amazing. And when it went on PS4, it was amazing. Got really good, decent scores at least. Even RGD3 did, he's a really Nintendo head, did a whole video, oh, I love it. It's great. And some other people, which our brother E-Rock did a good video on it and talked about it, which Unlimited brought up, and he's right. And then, and before that, I'm not getting the Xbox for that game, no. So you can pay $350 for a portable goddamn console that's super limited as far as the power, right? Even though it's cool, you can take it on the go. Even though I told people that nobody really cared about playing it at home as a console, because now they got the Switch Lite, which is just a portable, which I also called that out, because Nintendo used it as their new portable, but they try to act like it was a console. And once they saw that it started to adapt more in the portable market, they did exactly what I knew they were going to do. They turned it into a on-the-go portable console only, and sold it. And now that one's selling more than the actual Switch-based one that you can modify and put on the damn fucking TV to play on your TV. Oh my God, the hypocrisy is so real. But I'm glad, because you're starting to see it, and all the exposure and everything I've ever said, and others like me, that my brothers in my circle have been saying, is being all, it's all coming out, all of it, okay? I already said to you guys that the hate for Metacritic and for the media for Xbox comes because they don't want Xbox to be in the #1 spot. They know Xbox has money, they can actually compete, they actually have deep pockets, and they don't want them to be there because they're Americans. Because for some odd reason, in this gaming community, in their brains, these people still think that it was the Japanese market that made video games relevant. And again, the Japanese market expanded gaming. Absolutely. They're the ones that did a lot of cool creative things, and that's, their games were very heavy. But they didn't make gaming big. It was when their consoles were brought to the States, in the Americas, that American gamers, they embraced it, and they bought it, and they made it big with the Nintendo Entertainment System. Which is why I always said that I praise Nintendo as the saviors of gaming, after Atari foolishly, with their arrogant, ruined it when they were on the top with no freaking, quality control, and letting shovelware be on the shelves at a high price, until people actually caught on and said, no, I'm not buying crap for $60. And they messed it up for themselves. They put themselves in that position. Okay? Because Atari was the first big hit for video games. That put video games on the map as far as people knowing what it is and making it big. And then it crashed, and not until the NES, video games didn't get big again. Okay? That's why I say Nintendo saved gaming. But they were mudslingers also. Not saying that they were perfect. They were part of the biggest problem that we have now, which is Sony. Because they were the first ones to start it, right? So, I'll say it again. It was the American audience that made gaming great and big. So why not support an American console? What is the problem? High quality, and they're giving you good stuff. I don't get that logic. It's so dumb and hypocritical. Anyway, MLB The Show, a 5 and a 4, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolute trash now. Please, don't leave home without it. Don't pick it up. It's not worth it, because it's on Xbox. So my second topic now is that also exposes that media, websites, and anything that's game related socially is unreliable, is DRM's Digital Rights Management. The He-Bot mug. Find it at a store near you. DRM's, ladies and gentlemen, Digital Rights Management, which has existed on the PC forever, and which has existed first on console with the PlayStation 3, as we now found out, right? So now it's all come out. All these PlayStation consoles, from the PS3, Vita, PS Vita, PSP, now the PS4 and the PS5, all are CMOSed, with all our DRM, and with the CMOS problem with the internal battery, whatever it is called, which they say is because due to trophies, when the trophy system didn't exist all that time until PS3. So I guess, it makes sense. But you can't play none of your games. Not even your physical games, only on the PS3. So they were going to close the store, and because they got the backlash, knowing that, well, what happens? You cannot access none of your games. And the biggest problem is, right, that I don't even know if you buy another console, because I haven't really been clear about it. But for what I understand, you can't download it on a new console. Even if you put the disc on, it will not read if that CMOS battery, gets ruined or gives out. And it's happening on the PS4 and PS5. But the worst problem with PS4, PS5 is that not even the disc versions work. Which is why I say that the best place to play with preservation is on Xbox. Because even PC has that issue where, there's no quality, there's no, security, there's no control, where you lose things and you can lose them permanently, even if you pay for them. If they're DRM, you can't really, attach to them. Like if, something gets ruined in your system or whatever. So, once again, nobody's talking about it. In the media, not one person. Now, you don't see no articles really talk. And then when you do see the articles, they're still trying to add and include Microsoft in the conversation. When the DRMs in 2013 for the Xbox One, Microsoft's approach was completely different because they were trying to protect the developers and the gamers from not getting ripped off at places like GameStop with their resale value after they give you a trade-up value of like $20 for a game you just bought yesterday for $60. So you would have to buy the game physically, and to reactivate it or share it later down the line, you have to pay a fee to the companies or developers or publishers, right? Directly. So that means GameStop couldn't sell it for $55 if you traded it in the next day and didn't like the game and they resold it. They had to sell it for a reasonable price, maybe 20, 25, whatever, and then you pay a resale fee or a reactivation fee. And then after you had the game for 30 days, anybody in your friends list that's there, more than 30 days, you can actually share the game. So, this was a whole big issue where Xbox was taking away our rights and our privileges. When I was telling people, you already had DRM on PS2, on PS3. None of the games you bought, or that were on PSN now, were yours. Or the ones they gave you for free. They weren't yours. They were all DRM'd. Which is why Microsoft started giving out the Xbox games, but you actually owned them. You didn't need Xbox Live Gold. They weren't DRM. They gave you the licensing. It was yours. It was part of the perk, even though they started late in the game, but it was part of the perk of being on Xbox Live. It still is today with the 360 games. They said they were going to implement it to Xbox One games. I don't know how true that is going forward this generation, if they'll change it up where that stays that way. But that's what they had said. I remember Phil talking about it in an article or in an interview. So now you don't see no one talking about DRM. Not one person. And if they do, they try to bring up Xbox. Even though with Microsoft, you can use the physical disc. And the only thing that applies to Microsoft is online authentication, which means if the games have tie-ins to the internet, or if you haven't played it in a while, haven't updated, haven't done things like, putting the new patches or whatever, it needs to sign in online to identify that you own the game, or that you actually are who you say you are with your gamer tag, so that that game can work and you can play it however you choose, whether you put it offline, whether you put it online. The only difference is that when you play it offline, you don't acquire your achievos, which is the achievements. Once you sign in online, those achievements will register and they will pop up. And right now, to be honest, a lot of the games, when you play them, right, if they have a patch for next gen, right, from last gen on the Xbox One X, for example, it's better that you play it offline without the update so that you can actually use the raw power of the console to play it at a better quality than when you played them when they have the actual patch. Because the patch was limited to the hardware of the Xbox One X. So, in a lot of cases, if you got 60 frames, you had lower resolution. or if you had the high quality frame rate, resolution with higher frame rate, you would have dips here and there because it couldn't handle, in some cases, or in a lot of cases, both things. It was either one or the other, either 4K resolution or the frame rate, right? But with the Xbox One being so powerful, it actually gives you the best of both worlds, where you can play the console with the best resolution and the best frame rate. So, in a lot of cases, I've been playing the game without the patches, like Sekiro, because it gives you better response with the resolution and the visual quality. Unless it was bumped to work with better visuals and obviously resolution for Xbox One X, and it works better now on the Xbox Series X and S, because even the S is working a lot better in a lot of cases for some games. So anyway, so the DRM is now a big thing that we all know now. There's no stability, and it's not safe, and there's really no ownership, even with physical, on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, which are the only backwards compatible games that you have anyway, and the only availability of backwards compatibility on PS5. So now you don't own your PS5 games, and you don't really own your PS4 games. They have real digital rights management, because if that CMOS battery gives out, you lose it. You'll get an error, and it will not work. And a lot of people are doing videos on it to show how it does it, but they're not doing videos talking about how Sony allowing this didn't know about this issue, or knew about the issue and didn't do nothing about it to fix it. Even now in a new generation, started a new generation with a new console, and that issue is still existing there. Sony hasn't said a word, and Sony needs to address it, because that means the people on PlayStation 5 and 4 have no protection over their unit, or over their library, right? My bigger question is, which I believe is a no either way, is that even if it gives out on your existing console, okay, and if you get a new one and you re-upload your account with the games you have purchased, if it'll work on the new one, or if it doesn't allow you to get in and you have to re-buy them again. Because if that's the case, that's even worse. That's horrible. And again, I'm not saying that that's going to happen right away, or the likelihood of happening it, is really not as easy. But obviously it was discovered. It's a very big possibility. It's happened to some people, so that means it can continue to grow. And the whole point is part of a digital rights management. You don't have control over that or the licensing. So you really don't own what you're paying for. And no one is making it seem like this is so messed up on Sony. This is so anti-consumer. This is so, irresponsible on their part by not being on top of it right from the get-go for so long, especially if they've known the issue since PS3. Nothing is being said. And that is why I say the hypocrisy within the industry when it comes to media, when it comes to websites, anything that has to do with social gaming in the community is fake. It's rigged. It's favoritized. There's favoritism and there's bias, which is not what it's supposed to be about. Because if you're a gaming media journalist or a site, it's supposed to be about responsibility to your audience and being real on all accounts with every company, every console, and every situation, which this is clearly not what they're practicing. And I don't even see Xbox guys really calling it out, especially the ones that real quick were calling it out with Microsoft. Oh, DRM, that's unacceptable. We need to speak out. And it never happened. It never happened. The console launched and it never happened. And still people, when the new Xbox came out now, Series X, we're still thinking that the Xbox One in that generation that it was actually DRM'd. Still, in 2020 and 2021, people were thinking that, okay? That's how much the information that was misinformed and was false, that was spread out during the Xbox One generation, how much damage it created. Why don't you guys put your straps on and put your pants where they belong and start calling out the DRM situation with Sony, because it's the right thing to do. And that's real, actual DRM, where your physical games or your digital do not work if that happens with the CMOS battery. A lot more at risk, a lot more danger, and a lot more anti-consumer practices if that happens to a PlayStation owner. I'm just saying. I'm the guy you guys love to hate. I'm the guy that spreads out lies. I'm the guy that is toxic. I'm the guy that I'm the conspiracy theorist. No. You guys been exposed. Everything's being exposed. The more it goes on, day in, day out, the more answers you're getting. Everything's being clear as day. And I love it because I've been vindicated. I'm being vindicated. Okay? I'm being vindicated. And all the ones that were being clowns with Xbox because they wanted to follow the crowd and they weren't strong enough to maintain their point and their focus. Now, you see how stupid you were for not staying on Xbox, backing it up, and believing in the product. This is your boy Hebot signing off. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video. Leave a thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What you think about my thoughts, my topics. And I would love to hear what you have to say, as long as you don't troll and be respectful. As well as always, share it with someone you think might enjoy the video. To all my subscribers that keep on coming here every day, each and every time I put something up to give me love and support, thank you. Amistad. Love you guys. You guys have been absolutely wonderful, and you make it all worth it, because without you, my channel is nothing. It means nothing. To all my new subscribers and new people that came by and stopped by with all these nice comments, thank you. I'm so humbled and honored to have you here on my channel and put trust in me and what I have to say. If you subscribe and you haven't subscribed before, it's your first time, thank you as well, because I know you didn't have to. But since you did, just remember, I consider you now part of mi familia. Guys, you can find me on social media, on Twitter under Hebot Powerful Gamer, on Instagram under C_respect. Okay? If you guys ever want to send me a shout out or want me to do anything in particular or want to donate anything, just hit me up on those DMs. And we'll work out the particulars. It'll be my honor. I'll be more than humble to do so, because it shows that, you know, it just makes me feel that it shows that you guys have faith in me and what I do. The same way, if you guys ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, from the kindness of your heart, because my channel's not big enough and I don't get, you know, revenue from this. As you know, I don't have really a super chat or a lot of subscriber base. I can't even live stream because of my subscriber base. You know how to do it. I have a Patreon. I have a PayPal. It's usually down in the description below. So if you guys want to check me out and find me on any of the consoles, you can find me on Xbox Live and the Nintendo network under Hebot 8. And on the PlayStation, a PSN network, if you want to find me there, you can find me under Alf Fell from Sky, all one word, all lowercase. This is your boy signing off, Hebot. Love you guys. See you in the next one real soon. Have a great day. Be blessed, and I'll see you then. Bye.